Hey everybody, Run This 342 here. We're going to use some more Warframe gameplay. And today we're going to be checking out the new weapon known as Javlok. Now this weapon is a primary weapon. I thought at first in the trailer it was a melee weapon because it looks like a melee weapon. It's a pole arm and you could throw it, so I hope I wasn't alone when I thought it was a melee weapon, but it's a primary weapon. And we're going to be looking at some stats of it and whether or not you would like to have this weapon. And in general, this video is just my opinions and thoughts about this weapon. So we're going to go into our upgrades tab and we're going to see the default stats. These are the mods I added to it, but for now we're just going to go on as the default. So let's look this up. By default, it has a 20% crit chance, so right off the bat, you know this is a crit weapon. Crit multiplier standard, fire rate has a 3.3 fire rate, 100% accuracy, charge rate, that's something you'll need to know, and is by default it gives you a heat element when using it. It has a status chance of 25, so this is a status and crit weapon. So how I modded this, go configuration A, is I added serration for damage, split chamber for damage, point strike for the crit chance, because it already has a pretty good crit chance, and this is junk to be honest, and a speed trigger for the charge rate. Now a charge rate is something you need to know. When you're using this weapon and you're about to fire a standard fire, your standard click, this is for PC by the way, there's a charge that you have to do when you're firing, and then it launches your projectile. So I added a speed trigger to increase that so you won't be that noticeable. But there's a charge rate, not as long as the Corpus Sniper that you could get in the dojo, but it has a charge rate, and it's not that bad if you increase the speed. But by default standard, it's not that bad. I just don't want to charge to hit an enemy because they might, dodge the bullet. But that's speed trigger for the fire rate. Now mods, since it gives a fire damage by default, I added more fire damage, so a thermite rounds to increase the fire damage and the status chance, because keep in mind this is a status chance weapon as well as a crit chance weapon. So I added a heat and status mod to it, as well as a poison and status mod to increase the status chance and also get some elements for it. So this is a good build I made for Infested. And then the point strike to increase crit chance, so it's by 50%. And here's where things get a bit interesting. I added Argon Scope for headshots. It's up to you. This may or may not be recommended at all. But the thing is, if I add instead a critical delay, which increases my crit chance even further, it'll only add 9% crit chance to it. So as you can see right now, the crit chance up here is 50%. If I swap that Argon Scope with a critical delay, which increases my crit chance, it'll be at a 59%, like this. So you can see, it's a 59%. And so it's a give or miss, increased crit rate, but it's up to you. This is not formatted, by the way, so if I format this I have more possibilities, but this is just the general thoughts of my general thoughts about this weapon. But I'm going to keep on Argon Scope to do more testing on it, and I have just an empty space here, so this could be forma, but for now I need better mods. But by default this has a status and a crit chance weapon, so your possibilities are up to you. Endless would be a bit generic, so there's quite a few possibilities for this weapon. But enough of that. Well, actually no, one more thing. You can actually equip an adhesive blast, which increases your the chance of your projectiles to stick to the enemy, as well as a firestorm mod. The firestorm is something I would like to add, because not only can you shoot with this weapon standard, you could throw it. And when you throw it, it detonates, as in there's an explosion wherever it sticks or wherever it falls. So that's where the explosion comes from. So adding a firestorm mod could be actually something interesting for this weapon. So I don't have enough right now to stick it. Well, I can stick a standard one, but you won't really tell at the moment. But I'm gonna put in my max firestorm once this is formed with another V polarity, because definitely it comes with 2 V polarities already, but I'm gonna need another one to add the firestorm mod or any other V polarity mod that's high. As of now, the 9 is the highest, so either for firestorm or for speed trigger to add more mods to it. But it does that, and to actually, if you're on PC, because this video is for PC, to throw the weapon, use your mouse 3, whatever you set it as, and you'll throw the weapon. To gain the weapon back, you just need to walk towards it. So if you walk towards it, you automatically have it. You don't have to push any button to pick it up. Just walk to it, and it's equipped back on to your. It's equipped back on you. So there's 2 things about this weapon that I like. One, you can throw it and it does some really nice explosive damage. It can knock enemies down if you have blast procced on you. And 2, it's a very gimmicky weapon. You could throw it up in the air, and if you are lucky enough to know exactly where it's going to fall, you could actually either really hurt yourself or kill yourself if this hits you. So you can make some pretty funny stuff with this weapon. But that's enough talking. Let me show you a quick video of me killing infested with this. It's going to be an Orkin derelict defense to get some relics. This is with a random party. So enjoy the rest of the video. And to be honest, tell me your builds. What kind of mods are you adding to your Javlok, if you have it? It's either be a funny style of a funny weapon, or a serious endgame style of weapon, or however a mid-tier weapon. Tell me your mods. I would like to know your opinions about the weapon as well, how you built it, if you're going to get it, and what is it really good for in your opinion. For me, it's just a weapon for fun. I wouldn't really use it for endgame. I could use a better weapon, but it's a lot of fun, and it gets you something to do in Warframe, But anyways, that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'm running this 342, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.
That was a close one.